Good morning. This is Pastor Zach with the Goodland United Methodist Church. It's Thursday, August 10th, and I'm here with your morning devotion. Today we're going to read from the book of Jeremiah in the 18th chapter, verses 1 through 6. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, "Come, go down to the potter's house, and there I will let you hear my words." So I went down to the potter's house, and there he was working at his wheel. The vessel he was making of clay was spoiled in the potter's hand, and he reworked it into another vessel, as seemed good to him. Then the word of the Lord came to me. "Can I not do with you, O house of Israel, just as this potter has done, says the Lord? Just like the clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel." To me, this is such a vivid image, one that we can really see and feel. And if you've ever had the experience of working at a potter's wheel, you connect with this passage even more. The idea of the image of God being the potter and we are the clay. Realizing that you have a vision for what things should look like, what things should turn out, how creation should go. But often the clay will take its own route. Things will happen and forces will put themselves on it, and you'll end up with something looking a little different, feeling a little different than what you had envisioned and what you had hoped for. But the beauty of it is you can have a second, third, fourth, or fifth chance. You can start over. You can lump the clay together. Use some water to keep it malleable and move it and try again. Thriving to get towards that initial vision, that initial hope of what you wanted to create. God has the same hopes for us. Knowing that God has a vision for what each of us will do in our lives, what we as humanity will do collectively. But knowing that forces are at work in our lives that take us off path, that form us in a little different way than was intended, that make us look and act differently than maybe we'd like. But always knowing that the potter is present, working with us, molding us, starting over whenever needed, so that second, third, fourth, and 100 chances can be given and tried out. And that potter keeps working and keeps working until it is just right. God will keep working and working on us until we hear God's voice, until we respond to God in the way that is appropriate, that we realize the wrongs we've done, the things that have separated us from God, and work to correct them, work to rebuild them, to allow ourselves to be turned over to the potter, to be formed and shaped, to be filled with God's love. Imagine a great vase made by God and to be filled up by God. We are that lump of clay that becomes that beautiful vase if we just turn ourselves over to the potter's wheel and the potter's hands, so we can be formed and shaped to be vessels for God. Have a blessed day.